What is up, and welcome to Week 15, very special Dynasty Vipers Vipercast with Matt Donnelly at Dingus. His screen is dark, but he's still there. Dingus, tell the folks, hey.
Hey, I'm here. Just doing a little prep work here before we get too carried away.
We got some surprises that are about to go down. We're going to tell you how we got here. He's got a little bit of payoff on something he promised when he gets somehow about 2,000 plus people decided they wanted to follow him along on Twitter. And he said when he does, he is going to shave his chest, get his chest waxed. Not just shaving, waxed. Yes, that's going to be painful. And joining us, I think here to help just enjoy the misery at Daddy's home. Mike, how are you, sir?
I mean, I'm here getting to hear Dingus scream. Like, what could be better, Calvin? What could be better than being live while this man goes through torture for literally no reason? Do you remember when we did the mustache and you told me I did this to myself?
Yes.
I mean, this is completely self-inflicted. This wasn't a bet that we lost. This wasn't something that, like, he had to pay up. He literally did this himself. And what's amazing is somehow Chase thought it was a good idea to jump on the train too. And I can't figure out the sociology behind it, but I'm definitely here just for the, what is it, Schadenfreude? Am I pronouncing that properly? Like, I'm just here to live in his misery. So I'm stoked to be here.
This is a fact-check free zone. I don't care if you pronounce it right or not. As long as you don't mispronounce Cam Akers or Akers, that's the only thing we care about right there. Matt, you got anything you want to say to the folks?
Yeah, before we get going away, I just want to make sure we pump out that Fantasy Football Honors video here real quick. So the big news is the exclusive here only on the open bar is in 2 weeks' time, myself and FF Down Under, we are going to be hosting our own Fantasy Football Honors show on a podcast form in which we recognize everyone that we could possibly think of that's done a charitable deed in the fantasy football community. These are the stories I don't think people understand what's going out there. J. Mike, you know I was hitting up your DMs. How was your open bar charity? These are the kind of stories I want to get out there to the people. We're going to go through. I've got a list of about 20. I know I'm missing probably hundreds and thousands of people who have been charitable in the fantasy football community. Just my way of recognizing those who are doing good in the community, not just charitable deeds, but being, as Bill and Ted would say, be excellent, kind of throw that out there and trying to shine a light on stuff we don't talk nearly enough about. And so that was kind of like my 1,000 monkeys on 1,000 typewriters coming up with one idea. This hit me about 2:00 in the morning, and it just went out of control from there. And I wanted to go I've got so many ideas surrounding this, how it could grow going forward, where we want to take it. But I think for this year, it's going to be kind of, I don't want to say SFB podathon style, but I'm going to try and bring as many people on, talk about what they've done, what their charity is, how they got that idea, and just get their story out there. And then, of course, bringing more awareness to their cause, which I think is probably the most important thing. This is the big news. I believe we are doing this, I want to say Tuesday, December 29th, 8 p.m.-ish. It's kind of funny because Lewis, if you know him, he's done the Down Under Bowl, kind of representing Australia and giving back that way. So he's kind of the perfect guy to jump on with me and just kind of get these stories out and tell these stories of charitable goods in the community.
Very cool. So as he's getting prepared, as I tweeted out this morning, I am going to be matching donations of up to $100. We are up to $42 pledged this morning. So we've got $56 to go. If any of you are in there, here's the link to donate. It's right there on your screen. Click that. That is also found on Dingus's Twitter account, so you can click it there. And while we're doing this, we are going to go over some start and sit. So it's not just the fun of watching Dingus go through pain. We're going to also spend some time trying to help you get prepared for your matchup, trying to help you get to the championship. Mike, what did you think about Thursday night's game, Chargers, Raiders? What were your takeaways?
Well, in my big league, I had Justin Herbert and played against Keenan Allen. So my takeaways is Daddy's about to get paid, which is always great, right?
Yeah.
I will say, honestly, the big thing for me is I hated seeing the injury to Carr. He's been having such a great year. He's been quietly solid. I think I called him the Toyota Camry of quarterbacks. Like the guy you can just, he's not going to go 100 miles an hour, but he's going to get you there. Hated seeing that injury, but man, Marcus Mariota coming up and putting up the numbers. I believe I saw a stat that he has more 100-yard games this year or as many as Zeke rushing. I mean, he put on a little bit of a show for us, and I was thrilled to see him get his chance. I do think that we're looking at now a downgrade of Raiders wide receivers, most specifically Nelson Aguilar, who I've been living off of this year. But the offense as a whole is going to be a little bit more exciting with Mariota under there. I think we're going to see the rushing. And Justin Herbert, just we can stop debating top 5 dynasty quarterback now from here forward, despite having an awful coach. And I love seeing the comeback. What did you think of the game?
Yeah, a lot of the same takeaways here. It was great seeing Justin Herbert. I mean, we clearly have a bona fide star in the league. I mean, that is one of the things that I think this is going to be an offseason. We're going to see a lot of changing of the guard. There are a lot of quarterback changes. I think there's going to be a lot of coaching changes that we're going to see. And Justin Herbert, the Chargers, they don't have anything to do there. They got other things they got to work on. The quarterback, they have their guy. He's going to be their guy for a long time. And I like seeing that. Marcus Mariota, this kind of where the league is going, right? I mean, you've seen a lot of those type of quarterbacks get more chances and have success in the league. So it'd be kind of nice to see. And all accounts, he's a great locker room guy. I'm really excited to see if he can kind of, pull things together and, get them on a run to end the season. Hey, I want to highlight this right here. And actually, I got word that Dingus is ready for his montage. But before we get to your montage, this is really important. Now, I happen to know that Cooter Doodle is also a New Orleans Saints fan. So this just goes to show you right now, Saints fans holding it down for No Kids Hungry. I'm matching up to 100. Cooter's matching up to 75. Let's go. Let's get those donations in there. Anything that you guys can do is going to help. If we get up to 2,000, more hair comes off of Dingus. That's all I know. So we got
I think we need to get that done now, right?
We got some work to do. So here we go. Without further ado, Dingus, you got your montage ready? There we go. Give him a second.
You're probably wondering how we got here. I'm wondering myself. As a warrior preparing for battle, I have conditioned my mind and body for this torture. I am ready, mind, body, and soul. Maybe not my nipples, but everything else is ready. As we prepare for this, we have to thank everyone for their charitable contributions to this point. It's not about you or me, it's about us as a community. And as we get ready to battle, we must remember this. We're in a time of need for people all over the place. Time to give back if we can. And I'm not sure how we got here, nor am I sure exactly how Chase got involved. As Mike had pointed out earlier, I'm not even sure how we got this thing going or how Chest was the penance for our mistakes. But here we are, preparing for battle as we get ready. I've got my armor on, my helmet ready to roll, chilling out in my spa. My 300 aren't with me right now, but we're ready to roll. Try and be professional.
That is amazing.
Not only do you get one nipple, not two, but you get 3 nipples for the price of one tonight. 3 nipples for the price of one. So as we continue on, by the way, the Derek Carr thing absolutely crushed me. I blame a lot of things on that one, but good to see Derek Carr step up as a teammate more than anything, and Mariota rolling out there. But without further ado, I'm going to let you guys keep on talking. I'm going to bring in my wife to do the waxing because there tends to be a little bit of fuzz here on the chest, and it's about an inch thick everywhere. So I'm not looking forward to this. Full disclosure, back in high school, I waxed my eyebrows as part of a bet gone wrong. And that may have been the most painful experience of my life. And I've had multiple surgeries from the waist down, and that was by far the most pain I've ever suffered. So I'm not exactly sure what to expect here, but I'm sure it's not going to be pleasure.
More painful what you're about to go through now or getting chargered by the Chargers?
I've kind of already given up on the season. Let's be honest, as a Raiders fan, we kind of grow to expect this kind of give and take. Kind of happened to us last year. We got off, looked good, looked like a playoff team. And then reality struck and we came crashing back down. A couple of years back, we looked like we could be Super Bowl contenders. Then Derek Carr broke his leg and crushed us, and we went into the game against the Houston Texans and got slaughtered. So we've come to expect to be disappointed. So hopefully I don't disappoint the people coming in to watch here, the people that are donating their money, the people who shared and spread this out. It's not about giving as far as donations. It's about spreading the word as well, because a lot of people can't give at this time of year. It's great if you can, but don't feel that you absolutely have to. Hit up the PayPal there. We got Cooter Doodle and we got Calvin matching dollar for dollar up to 75 and up to 100. So lots of this is all going to No Kid Hungry. So we're looking at feeding some children here over this holiday season with this whole I guess it is kind of a pleasure and pain kind of thing. It's a pleasure to give money, to give kids a meal over the holidays, but the pain is going to be real. And you're going to want to check out Chase tomorrow. I think he may be coming in here today too, but you're going to want to check him out tomorrow. I think he's hired a professional to do him.
Mike, I don't know about you, but I feel like I can hear in Dingus's voice that the reality of what's about to happen to him is finally hitting him.
Yeah, definitely. But I think I speak for everybody in the chat on the live stream that says what I want is less talking from Dingus and more screaming. So if we can get that going. And on top of that, because you guys were kind enough to let me partake, Calvin, you send me the amount when it's all said and done that you're making the donation, and I will match yours dollar for dollar.
Awesome. You the man, Mike. Great job. Hey, the community getting together, helping out No Kids Hungry. I agree with Mike. It gets better. Mike is here. Mike is helping us out. So, Mike, I'm going to toss the very first. As Dingus is going through his pain, we're going to try to answer some of these questions. The first question that we've got.
I told you it was going to hurt, man.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I'm not going to be satisfied until part of one of those tattoos comes off on the strip. I'm just going to be honest. Like, I want skin coming off.
You got to put your hand on it right away.
How are we going to do this? It's not going to be.
Oh, what's the first matchup we got for Saturday?
No, we have a start sit to go through here. The very first one, Mike, Cole Beasley or DJ. I think it's supposed to be DJ Moore.
Okay, I didn't know if it was DJ Moore or AJ Brown.
DJ Moore.
All right, so if it's DJ Moore, I'm going to go Cole Beasley. I am really nervous from what I'm seeing from people coming off the COVID list and their ability to perform. Not to mention the fact that if we take a look at the matchup we have, I mean, it's not a spectacular one. Like, this isn't a matchup that I'm really like all gung-ho about. There haven't been a ton of big plays through the air. When you took a look at a lot of what they've been giving up for the Packers has been on the ground. So I expect this to be a really big rushing game. I am absolutely smashing Mike Davis, but I don't love what I'm seeing from the wide receiver core, and especially not what I'm seeing from a guy coming off of COVID. But they're giving up an average of what it looks like 146 yards a game total to wide receivers. So realistically, DJ Moore is touchdown dependent. And what you've seen this year is when the when the Panthers get in the red zone, it is Mike Davis time, whether it's dump off passes or running up the middle, and the Packers can't stop that game. So I am out on DJ Moore, I am out on Curtis Samuel, and I'm out on all of the Panthers receivers tonight. So I'm going Cole Beasley as my safe play this week.
Speaking of the red zone, Dingus's chest is looking like it's entering the red zone here too. And entering the Vipercast, we've got somebody who's here to, I guess, watch what he's about to go through here. Chase, what's up?
Do we have to talk about that?
Get his nipple. His nipple.
Oh my God.
Dude, look at how red that is. You're gonna
Yeah, and it's
Oh,
shiny.
great.
Don't you like the shine, Shane? It looks like pretty when you can see it shining like that.
Dingus is a lot tougher than I am. I am nervous.
A lot of love from the community here, Dingus. Hey, Chase, while you're there, let's and is that Shane with you?
Yeah, it's Shane with me.
Yeah, Shane, what's up, man?
Okay, hang on. First off, for all your sense, you won't be seeing me wax my nipples. For that, I've got the lawnmower 3.0 from Manscaped. Head over there, use Vipercast 20, save 20% off, and get free shipping. This, I ain't waxing nothing sensitive. So for all my sensitive areas, it's a lawnmower 3.0.
Yeah, there we go. That's how you plug a product promotion right there. Chase, Dallas Goedert or Evan Ingram?
I'm
He's too nervous to answer.
Get the nipple. Get the nipple.
I'm not watching. I'm just gonna look up at the camera. No, so at this point, I'm going to Evan Ingram. He dropped the ball constantly, and he dropped the ball. And he's still getting targets. I think Evan Ingram is locked this week up against Cleveland, who I believe is 30th up against tight ends. Shane, do you know what they're at?
I'm going to just agree with you. I'm going to back you up on that. Yeah. I'm just enthralled by watching Dingus get just
Wait, did you have to go first?
Yeah,
eviscerate it right here. Oh, yeah. Get that hairy patch right there.
Yeah, Cleveland is tied for 29th against the tight end, so it's definitely a sweet matchup there.
Can you guys actually hear Shane all right?
I would never do it.
Yeah, I can hear him.
It's been a while since I used two mics, so I'm trying to make sure that they're equally balanced.
I can
That's
hear
what you
him.
did?
Now, this Chase,
Ooh,
man,
yeah,
is
that-
pretty tough.
That's getting redder by the second. Look at that.
He's
Stop!
Canadian. He's used to going in shorts in negative 30-degree weather. Are you sure you're ready for this?
No, I'm not. Not at all.
No one should be ready for this. This is horrific.
Hey, Bob, I see your comment.
Uh-oh.
I'm actually doing it through somebody else. So it's going to actually be at a location. So they would actually have to lose power conveniently. And
He's going to set the building on fire. There's going to be an arson in fucking Virginia Beach tonight. Chase is just setting every waxing place on fire.
Paint the taint red.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Dingus is having a little bit
on a live show.
too much fun.
That was the greatest Freudian slip in live stream history.
I was going to say paint the town red. I said paint the taint.
Dude, all
my
three of our
God.
faces too, where you're like, what? And me, Cooter, and Scott are literally biting on things, trying not to burst out laughing.
And the craziest part is the fact that I never actually we sat there and we never actually talked about doing this together when we hit 2000. It was always supposed to be Dingus by himself. And then I went on a live show and I said, yeah, Dingus and I are getting our chest waxed. And I didn't realize I said it until I get off the show. And I have people tagging me in posts saying Chase is getting his chest waxed too. And so I never intended for that to happen. This was a complete accident. I did not agree to this prior to all this stuff happening.
Well, and I thought we had more time too because I think the original was 5,000 followers, and somehow you
totally
got down to 2,000, and then here we are.
That's karma. That's karma.
So I will say, I see some people that are new to the game. There's a few people in the chat I see that are new to the game. The best thing that I think all of us can vouch for is drunk live stream bets are never a good idea.
No.
Never. They lead to waxings, dog food, smoothies, mustaches. Just don't do it. Nobody wins in this situation unless somehow you pull off a miracle. But today we're all winning, and tomorrow, Chase, you're going to be in misery, and I cannot wait. I can't wait. It's not going to be a great day for you, but for the rest of us, it's going to be awesome.
I'm going to bottle up Chase's tears and sell them for charity.
I think Munder Difflin here said it the best. Chase is like, what you can see is that first strip that he saw, he just went like white. Like, what did I get myself into? It was like that Paul Rudd. Here we are, and you're like, except it's not happy. Like you can just see Chase's face. Just...
I think, Sean, we've kind of thrown in the towel on trying to also go through the start sits during this. I think that's what we're throwing the towel in on here.
Well, I mean, are you guys getting a ton of start sit questions in right now?
Well, we had some right at the beginning, didn't we?
Yeah, we got them at the beginning, and we're also just going matchup by matchup here too. So we're going the game we need to preview next is actually Buffalo Denver. That's the first one that's going to be going on today with John Brown back. Now, you recommended Cole Beasley earlier. Does that change if John Brown plays?
It doesn't. It's really more against DJ Moore than anything else. I mean, the Packers legitimately are not giving up wide receiver points. You have a guy coming off of COVID, and you have literally the worst rush defense possibly in NFL history. I just think what you're going to see for the Panthers to even have a chance in this game is going to be all on the ground. So DJ Moore becomes touchdown dependent, and I don't think the volume's there. With Cole Beasley, what you're going to get, especially in PPR, is realistically, I think you're almost looking at a guaranteed 6 to 8 catches. With catches alone, he might outscore DJ Moore tonight. He's just not a great play this week. So it's not that I'm in love with Beasley. It's more that I just don't think DJ Moore is a good start this week.
Starts it coming in here, Robbie Anderson or Miles Sanders. Chase, I'll throw that one to you first.
Once again, just back to that defense, for the Packers. I know that Robbie Anderson is getting used in creative ways and whatnot, but I am not a huge fan of any Carolina Panther moving forward. So I think honestly, I know that Miles Sanders has to see, some sort of uptick in carries and usage, but I don't like Robbie Anderson, man. I can't get behind it. I just can't.
I'm with you, and I agree with Cooter here. Let's get Matt to answer one here. Now that he's looking.
Are you done getting waxed? Is that it? You're not going to go the whole 9?
Oh no, it's all going to get done. I just wanted to answer something there. If you guys want to check the private chat, we just had a nice little donation that just came through.
That's amazing. Do you want to announce that?
So, Linda G, just put a big donation there towards us here. So apparently our Chase, yours and my paying here in the next couple days. She just dropped a significant amount of money towards this cause. So It's going to lead to Calvin matching that up to the full $100. It's going to lead up to Cooter Doodle there matching up $75 of that too. So with that one donation, that works out to about $275.
Nope, hold on. Nope, I already agreed that I'm matching Dingus, so it's $375.
That's crazy.
Right
no
there.
Hungry. That's absolutely amazing, guys. That's insane. Absolutely love it. And of course, if you guys go to Verding Global and you purchase anything from Dynasty Vipers or Fantasy Intervention, part of those proceeds will also go towards. That's No Kid Hungry. If you guys are out here. So yeah, it's amazing.
All right, Matt. While you're in pain, Jeff Wilson or JD McKissick?
Yeah, I'll wait for the scream here. One, two, McKissick. So recent reports are normally I would say Jeff Wilson would have been a fantastic start this weekend, but it sounds like Mostert's going to play. Whether that's going to be limited or not, I'm not trusting Jeffrey Wilson if Mostert's going to play any amount of time in this matchup. So give me McKissick here, though we know he's going to get a certain amount of workload here.
Bob here in the chat. He's going to match the next 100. So, man, I got to start keeping a tally here. So, all right.
That's close to the nipple.
It's super close. Just get it.
Stops right here.
Get the nipple.
Get it all.
Yeah, good
Oh.
for the areola, though.
No, it never.
Oh,
Matt, are you getting a Brazilian?
If we hit 5K, we'll think about that.
Okay. Just know that it makes your
Think
hips
about
look
that.
wide. That's the only problem with it.
Go down further.
awesome. Here we go.
The belly button.
Oh,
All right, so Calvin, I just dropped it in the private chat. I'll send you guys the screenshot as well. But my match of your donation is complete. So, and it looks like it keeps rolling in. So we are making a ton today.
yeah. Munder Difflin.
Yep, Scott.
Yep. $50 from him there. So we are rolling here.
I'm not excited for tomorrow. I know we're doing great things and that, we could end up doing all this again tomorrow, but I'm not excited for this.
So Matt, what was the number we were at coming into this?
It's like 692 or something.
We were $692 altogether. That was $310 of that was directly to No Kid Hungry. Mike made a donation there previously as well, and I think he got a couple other people to do that as well. So that was $310, and then we had $692 going in. Russ, you guys know Russ. He did $42 this morning already, and whatever we're at right now is we're rolling right now.
That is amazing. So we've got about another $50, and that if we can get that here before Dingus is done, we'll have Bob is going to match that. That'll give another 100. That would give us up to over $600 raised right here today, getting us up to almost 1,300. That gets us really close to 2,000. What happens at 2,000, Matt?
Well,
Brazilian.
Mike made a bet a while back at the beginning of the season that he'd have to grow or shave his mustache. I believe it was, right, Mike? You remember that?
I do.
Well, if we hit $2,000, and you guys know this is a nice dirty lip warmer I got going on. If we hit $2,000, the mustache is gone today as well.
We are getting there.
We have to. I think we have to at this
Wait, he's
point.
gonna wax his mustache?
Yep.
If we get to 2,000 and we are right, I'm going to do the math here, but we are getting close.
Whoa. Chase,
Waxing his
no.
mustache.
We're shaving the mustache.
We're
We ain't
waxing his
waxing.
mustache? That's crazy. We're
We're
gonna wax
not
his mustache.
waxing. There's no lip wax going on here.
Oh, come on.
Cheers to waxing Dingus's mustache.
All right. So while we've got a lull here and he's taking, no break.
No, you should just do it all at once. Have the kids help.
They can't quite tug it off hard enough to get it going.
Perfect.
They can do it a few times. Yeah, a couple times.
They have to
that's
learn,
right.
Dingus. They have to learn.
Yeah.
All right, kids. Well, listen, I got to get running. As much fun as this is, I'm going to become a fan now. Donation
Mike,
matched. Everything's rolling. Keep going, guys. And Chase, I cannot wait for tomorrow. You guys are doing something really awesome, and I'm proud of both of you. As stupid as you are for doing it, I'm really proud of you guys and proud of the whole community for getting this done. So, Dingus, good luck sleeping. Hope you sleep on your back, brother, because there's no way you're sleeping on your stomach for like a month.
Are you bleeding?
Guys, later. See you guys.
See you, Mike. Thanks
Mike.
for joining us, man.
Later.
Oh man. So are we gonna do a game preview?
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about the Buffalo side here. And we talked about John Brown. We talked about Cole Beasley. Obviously, you're starting Stephon Diggs. I don't think there's anybody in the backfield that you necessarily love. I love what we're seeing out of Josh Allen. What about the Denver side? How you feeling about the Denver side, Chase and Shane?
Have we seen an injury report yet from the Denver secondary? Because last week they were missing like 3 of their 4 starters in the secondary. And normally I'm great at this, but we've had a rough night and a fun morning. So I'm trying to think of who the starters are for the Denver secondary right now. And honestly, like it should open up an extreme opportunity for for these Buffalo Bills to actually exploit.
So it looks like AJ Boye is out. Other than that, like none of the most recent news that I see shows anybody in the secondary there being out. So at least on who was questionable coming in.
Yeah, Shane doesn't realize that there's actually differences between defensive positions. He just, takes defenses straight up as, oh, it's this defense.
Defenses are stupid, and people that play IDP are weird, and they do things like they get their tits waxed on YouTube or StreamYard or whatever the heck we're on. Sorry, I know there's children around.
Well, luckily I've got the earpiece in, so my kids can't hear what you're saying.
Well, fuck. Well, great. So Mrs. Dingus, someone mentioned this earlier. Looks like she's having a fucking ball doing this, dude. Oh, yeah. Pull that. Tell the kid to pull whatever's left behind, just to pull it by hand.
Look how red his chest is.
Yeah.
Ugh. God, no, I don't want to look. I'm done. I'm done looking. All right. So either way, we're talking about the Denver side of things, and I kind of got off cue because we went back to the Bills side of things. But no, for Denver over there, this is an opportunity for Jerry Jeudy to kind of break out. I think that Tre'Davious White is probably going to see a majority of the coverage with Tim Patrick. Or is going to, I guess, give a majority of the coverage towards Tim Patrick. I can't stop looking at it. It's so bad. So I think that Tim Patrick's actually going to struggle in this matchup. Meanwhile, Jerry Jeudy and KJ Hamler should actually succeed.
Oh, is that all nipple? We're all nipple?
Oh.
Yeah.
Why did he mute himself for this?
Because he just died. He didn't want anyone to hear that.
His soul just left his body?
Yeah, dude. I don't know if you've ever had your nipple waxed. It's not great. You'll know.
So as soon as the head went down, the soul just left the body.
Is it possible your nipple could have came off? Because I'm really concerned about
that. No. Part of it will, and you will bleed. You might lactate as well, but your nipple will stay mostly intact.
Oh my God.
Shane, is this experience talking?
I'm
pretty sure it is. He doesn't want to admit it, but I'm pretty sure that it is.
I shave personally, shaving, because it's less painful than this. But yeah.
Cooter with the important question: is there blood? I cannot tell. Has there been any blood yet?
Actually, you know what? We are not. Oh, we got a couple little spots, but not too bad. Couple of the tattoo, couple around, not bad. A little patchy blood. I thought it was gonna be a lot worse, to be honest with you. But
Dingus, you don't drink. Like your blood isn't very thin compared to mine. So I'm gonna be like leaning towels tomorrow.
Also, Dingus is Canadian, so their skin is tougher.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because it's colder up there. It's just science. You're from Virginia Beach, which is usually warm, so your skin's really thin. Like you're definitely gonna lose both your nipples.
That Dr. Shade in the house.
Yeah.
I'm like crying, man. I'm gonna lose a nipple tomorrow.
I want to pull the strip off from the nipple, and if I get a nipple off, I feel like that should be like some kind of donation, should go to charity. Like that should be a goal for me to get a nipple off of Chase, right?
Let's not do that. Let's not do
absolutely.
That. And then I can have it framed and sent to someone. We'll bid on it. Chase's nipple.
That sounds like a fantastic idea. You get like a little plaque or something.
Right.
And yeah, it's a nice little keepsake of this whole event.
I'm not happy.
You should not be, dude. This is going to be fucking terrible.
Thanks,
Matt, is this it?
No, they're going to go see if we got some more wax strips. We went through an entire box.
Shout out to women that do this all the time. Well, not their chest, because that's just scary.
This whole box that we had here is, well, look at my green screen's kind of wrecking things, but
what are you doing with the chest hair? Are you donating it to Locks of Love or something?
I might be able to get a nice little donation, a nice little wig for someone that's got thin hair like myself. So it's definitely a possibility. We went through 40 wax strips already. That's 40 wax strips I've used already to get to where I am right now.
The actual the wax that goes on your chest, like it's gonna be miserable.
Yeah,
I'm not happy.
Sean with a good idea of how the chest hair should be donated.
A wig
for Hollywood.
Makes sense.
Hollywood Titan, I'm going to send you some chest hair for your top of your head there, bud.
And some mustache hair when he waxes that off, too.
That's not getting waxed. I don't know how women – Shane hit it. I don't know how women wax anything. There's nothing pleasurable about this. So when you see your woman and you know she waxes, make sure you go and give her like a big hug or something, because there's
Right after the waxing.
Well, no, not, yeah. Let's give her a few minutes to heal up.
and if they're waxing chest hair, you may want to avoid that one altogether. Like, that's a different story.
How y'all feeling about the Denver running backs? Speaking of, it's gonna be painful to play any of those guys.
I mean, I like the matchup. And Buffalo has been vulnerable to the run. I guess what I'd like to know is I'd love to know which one's going to lead the backfield there. They've been splitting work a little bit more than I'd love to see him. But Melvin Gordon has been better. Philip Lindsay has seemed like he's a little hobbled by the injury. So I'm much more likely to pick Gordon in this matchup.
Yeah, and of course, Lindsay is, like you said, he's dealing with injuries, but I don't know how many carries he's going to get. He saw, 11 attempts last week for 24 yards. I'm not a Philip Lindsay guy. Never have been. Never big on Philip Lindsay.
Let's jump to the nightcap for today. And it's great to have Saturday football, isn't it? I mean, this is just a really cool – obviously, we love the college game and all that. We're Dynasty Vipers. We like seeing these young guys. We like watching them in college. But it's great to have some NFL in our lives here on Saturday. So this Saturday night game, Carolina versus Green Bay. We've got Christian McCaffrey out. Been obviously a disappointing season for him. And then Aaron Rodgers and the Packers having an opportunity to continue to lay hold of that number one seed in the NFC. Shane, I'll start with you. How do you see this matchup going?
It's going to go good for the Packers. Yeah. I'm going to get and say you could probably start women stronger than men confirmed. Yes, you guys get your areas waxed and you push babies out of things I'm a typical man, and I've considered oral surgery to be actual surgery before, and tried to convince people why I was tough because I had oral surgery. If I had to have a baby come out of any holes in my body, I'd fucking commit suicide immediately. Like, that wouldn't even be like. I don't want to make a off-color joke because it's a Saturday morning, but or a joke, but I'll just note that there would have never been a battle over abortion if men had to have babies. That shit would have been allowed in every state since the dawn of time. Anyway, so I'd start Mike Davis in case you are slow and you didn't know to do that, because you'd have to be slow not to do that, right? Start Mike Davis. I mean, what is there to say? Aaron Rodgers is going to smash. Devontae Adams is going to smash. You hope Aaron Jones gets back on track. I mean, they've been limiting Jamal Williams carries, so Aaron Jones seems like he's ready for a breakout game based on absolutely nothing, because I have no idea if Carolina's good or bad at the run defense. Not even gonna lie to you.
Well, so at the beginning of the year they were very bad at defense, but it seems like they, especially on the run, they've actually flipped that the last 7 weeks. They've been one of the stingiest at the run, and they've been giving up a lot more through the air. So I think there's gonna be a lot of Devontae Adams, and I would love, like, Aaron Rodgers has every opportunity to get Aaron Jones involved through the air too. That's what I'd really like to see more of today. That's what I'm hoping for. Chase, what do you think?
No, pretty much what you said. But Alan Lazard is a definite start for me. I think that he could have his resurgence from the from the past couple weeks. I think that it's an absolute smash play, to be honest with you. For Alan Lazard, even MVS isn't a bad play this week. And I know that he has disappointed people from time to time, but I think last week he got in the end zone. I think it's another week where he could. I still play Aaron Jones in most lineups too, by the way. Even though they have been stingy, he could still end up lining out wide and catch a couple passes. But I cannot wait to see him in an Arizona Cardinals uniform next year.
That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun.
Oh, it's gonna be. It's gonna be.
Yeah, I'd like to see that a lot. And hey, Bo checks in. Hey guys, what's up, Bo? Certainly appreciate you checking in. And yeah, look, as long as we got Chase and we got Shane here, I'll keep rolling through. Dingus is back.
It looks like he just puked.
Wax strip. I've got still some up here, and we got to go find some more wax strips. So we're good to go.
You know, it'll make it feel better. Just put some butter on it. Butter makes everything feel better.
Butter and lemon juice and salt.
I thought I was being smart. I took some baby powder and I threw that on my chest before we go. I thought it was something like I Googled it and it was like, okay, baby powder will make it so the wax sticks to the hair, but not to your chest and this and that. So I tried that. Yeah, that was false.
Oh man.
So Chase, let me jump over to you. We're gonna go to Sunday, Tampa Bay. Or Shane, since you're still there, let's talk about Tampa
right
Bay,
here. I don't let my dog out.
Atlanta. Tom Brady, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Decent little bounce back after their bye week. Can they keep things going here against Atlanta?
I mean, yeah, the only problem is Atlanta going to put Tampa Bay in a position where they even have to throw a lot. As great as Russell Gage and Calvin Ridley are, there's still no Julio out there. So, I mean, it could turn into a situation where Atlanta's down, 25 points in this fucking second half, and Brady doesn't even need to throw. And we're getting a lot of Leonard Fournette, and maybe they'll even activate Keyshawn Vaughn with no Rojo. Just to
How
see.
do we feel about Russell Gage?
Huh?
How do we feel about Russell Gage this week?
Fire him up.
I don't love him.
No, I do.
Russell Gage to me is just somebody that I like. If he's a flex option, last resort, fine. But I don't think he's ever going to give you that upside that we saw in the beginning of the season. Matt Ryan's been struggling tremendously, and it seems like it's like in his head now. It's weird. Like there's very few veteran quarterbacks that I think certain games can get in their head, but Matt Ryan still just has this weird thing that goes on, very similar to Ben Roethlisberger back when he used to play away games.
Sorry, that was the way you're here.
It's just like things get in his head and he can't shake it. It's strange.
Is Atlanta the quarterback? I mean, is it Matt Ryan the quarterback in Atlanta next year?
He has to be because of the contract situation, although I do think that salary caps are essentially fake, because you can always rework stuff and restructure contracts and everything. It's essentially a situation as to where if there was ever a reality of a contract issue, it would be this year with Matt Ryan. Otherwise, he wouldn't be there. But next year, I think he's gone.
Yeah.
I'm defeated.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to tomorrow at all.
I can't wait to wake you up tomorrow.
I'm not waking up.
It's gonna be like fucking Christmas. I'm just gonna run in your room like, today. I'm gonna, in solidarity with Dingus and Chase, I'm gonna actually shave my chest tomorrow when I get home, using my Manscaped. But yeah, so I'll also be in pain. So I know what they're going through. You know what I mean?
Oh,
that one hurt. Out of all of them, that was the one that hurt.
That one sounded bad.
Right on the collarbone. I think it's because we're waxed. I've had so much hair and it's so thick in places. We're literally re-waxing on top of areas that were already waxed because we didn't get all the hair in them. So it's like, imagine having a sunburn and then getting like smacked on that constantly. That's kind of where we're at when we're going over top of these other spots again.
I'm not looking forward to it.
Well, can we at least have the kids do this part then? I feel like children should be involved in some way. You know what I mean?
Hang on.
Bob asked Cole Kmet or Logan Thomas.
Oh, that one's for you, Shane.
This is a tough one, but keep in mind that when we saw Dwayne Haskins as the quarterback early in the season, Logan Thomas really could not. He couldn't perform as a quarterback or as a tight end one. So, God, this is so distracting. He's sitting there as somebody that's probably not going to be an option for me with Dwayne Haskins at quarterback. I think I'd rather go with Cole Kmet.
Oh, getting the throat there. Oh, throat waxing.
Oh, wow, look at his face.
This is the real man right here, guys. You're just about to see, somebody that's not as tough tomorrow.
Two types of friends that you have here, Chase. You've got Brad that says, "You got this," encouraging you. You got Cooter. Is Chin gonna twirl his fingers in your chest hair tomorrow? One last hurrah.
It's nice and long. Like, this is some luscious chest hair too. Like, Chase,
I could braid it.
Chase fell asleep early last night and took his shirt off, and I snuggled up to to his chest to keep warm.
You're a liar. I woke up fully clothed.
Well, yeah, I dress you afterwards. I mean, duh. Everyone knows that. But yes, Cooter, and I'll send a picture out of me just snuggled up on his chest hair tomorrow.
Collarbone, that does look very painful. Bo used to do this every 8 weeks.
Why?
Were you a stripper?
What would cause someone to do this?
Were you a stripper, Bo? I need to.
What is she spraying on you? Because I need to get some of that.
We need more of the story, Bo. We need to understand why you did this.
Some sort of after wax is supposed to help with the irritation or
It's
something.
melted butter.
In here. These are
Witch
the
hazel? Maybe witch hazel?
It's supposed to soothe it.
Oh, yeah, he looks soothed.
All right, I'm fully roused. Fully roused. So is Dingus. No more kids, Dingus. No more kids.
You can't tell right now. Sweatpants were moving there.
Oh,
Bo not letting us know. I think he was a stripper, guys.
Yeah, that's clearly he was a stripper because if it's no, you just say no. So good for you, Bo. Don't be ashamed of that.
Not necessarily. He could have been a gigolo. We don't know that.
Oh, that too. Nothing wrong with that. Aloe vera. Yeah, that's a good.
That's
good
true.
point.
I'm gonna go gigolo. That's it. In my head canon is gonna say
Can we?
giggling.
Gigolo just is an outdated word. Can we call him a man whore?
Sure. Yeah.
I feel like
outdated.
gigolo is just very outdated. I feel so like man whore.
I didn't know what a gigolo was until Deuce came out. Deuce Bigelow.
That was like you were 4.
I was probably 4.
Yeah. And you were like, I could do that.
I definitely could do that.
Yeah.
I have done
Did you
that.
guys only get through like 2 matchups?
There's a matchup. What?
There's not much we could do. Like this is when you asked me to do this while you were drinking the Big Mac smoothie. There's just only so much that can be done.
Oh yeah,
It is
I
true.
forgot we're talking football.
Yeah.
There was a reason for
Bob just crushed it. You want to announce that, Dingus or Calvin, whoever?
What's that?
Yeah, so Bob had talked about earlier about matching up to $100. Well, Bob just went out and dropped $100 now. So we got another $100 in the pool. Thanks, Bob. Means a lot right now. Can't say enough about the generosity of people right now. So thank you.
Love that.
Oh, that's
All right. Do we have another matchup we want to explore? I don't even remember what we said about the last one.
Yeah.
We said play the good players basically and fade the bad ones.
I wouldn't play the running backs.
Wait, were we talking about Logan Thomas?
Oh yeah,
There was a Logan Thomas, Cole Kmet question.
I think we
that came
settled on
through.
Cole Kmet.
Chase did. Chase settled on Cole Kmet, and I'm just going to agree with Chase since this is the last day of his life.
Now I'm gonna go Logan Thomas.
Probably gonna bleed out tomorrow.
So with Logan Thomas, you got Dwayne Haskins under center as Alex Smith has already been ruled out. He's not playing. Do we see Terry McLaren maybe get a little bit more play with Dwayne Haskins coming back? They did have that connection before.
Yeah, I'm fine with Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, you're the resident Washington football fan here, right? So you know about Terry McLaurin and Haskins and how they hooked up previously.
I'm not a fan, sir. No, but I don't have any problem with rolling out Terry McLaurin. No problem. And honestly, like I've had questions about him in previous weeks where I did not want to play him, and he still, performed okay. But this week, I'm 100% okay with Terry McLaurin.
Let's move on to the next matchup of the day. Let's talk about San Francisco 49ers versus the Dallas Cowboys. We've got Nick Mullins and Andy Dalton. Amazing quarterback matchup. Another reason why I think there's going to be a lot of quarterback movement this offseason. Matt, what are you looking forward to in this matchup?
Well, I'm going to be watching that injury report and seeing where Mostert is. If Mostert's not going to be playing or near 100%, then you're possibly rolling out Jeffrey Wilson, but I think he's a trap this week. I think he's that sexy name that everyone was talking about last week after scoring the touchdown and then doing nothing. So
you got to put the comment up. Put it up.
What is this? Which one? This one?
I don't think I just saw my face just drop. I know Shane did because he was looking at me inside.
Chase died inside. Like it literally happened. It was that fucking Simpsons gif when Lisa breaks the fat kid's heart. That's what just happened right now when he read that comment.
You're so smooth.
I'm playing Jeffrey Wilson even if Mostert's in. I'm okay with it. I'm 100% okay with it. He's more efficient. He's I can't even really talk football right now because I'm thinking too much about tomorrow. But I like Jeffrey Wilson regardless.
Yeah, start Jeff Wilson. If I mean, it's all about your options. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Well, I know who I'm not starting, and I haven't started for a couple of weeks. Is Ezekiel Elliott? I just can't get him on my. I can't put him in my lineup. I've had him on my teams. He's just a guy I'm just not trusting to put in my lineup. I'd rather put in Tony Pollard before Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah, that was my reaction last week too.
I don't. Yeah, I won't want to put either guy in. To be quite honest with you, I mean, I'd play Zeke over Jeff Wilson, but that's probably more just a muscle reflex, muscle memory than an actual good decision.
Yeah, probably a volume play. What about who's the best wide receiver that you are starting Brandon Ayuk over?
Brandon Ayuk, like how he's smashed every time Debo's not there. Like it's hard not to have him as a top 12 wide receiver this week.
He's a hammer. And if you guys want to go check out some of the research done by Dave over there, Dave Kluge, go to youtube.com/fantasy intervention after the show, of course, and go check out his quick shot. It's a 2-minute clip, take up very little of your time, but he actually highlights the receiver Brandon Ayuk over there very well and talks about how he's a pretty much must start in this case, especially this week with this matchup. Even if George Kittle comes back, which I'm not sure the status on him right now, I still think that it's a smash play, absolute smash play. Go check it out, youtube.com/fantasy intervention. Go check out the Brandon Ayuk quick shot.
Ayuk or Cooper Kupp?
Ayuk.
Ayukin.
I know.
Sorry.
I know it was coming.
I've never done that on the show.
It's every time anyone ever says Ayuk, like that's immediately plays in my head, and I stop myself from doing it. Yeah,
I've never done a live show. I had a screwdriver this morning, and then some bourbon. So
Chase is getting fucking hammered at like what time is it? I don't even know what time it is.
We have a big
934 Friday matches. Yes.
Awesome.
You got to pace yourself. Well, when you're my age, you got to pace yourself. I'm taking a nap later.
Just an update here right now. We are at $934. That's not including Calvin's match or Cooter Doodle's match or Mike's matching yet. So we are probably closer to the, I want to say about $1,200 mark right now.
It's impressive, man. And, I threw that idea out there, and Dingus, you took it to heart, man. Like, you absolutely took it to heart, where it was something like, I was like, hey, if we raise $250, cool. No big deal. And Dingus is actually like really gone all out to make sure that we have hit our goals. And he's like, he flat out said he's going to be offended or really upset if we don't hit that 2K mark.
Yeah. So, yeah. No, when I set a goal, and I do understand that any penny is fantastic, but you want to do as much as you can for people who need help the most. And when you're talking children and we're talking food, you want to make sure you're doing as much as you can to help these kids out. I know myself, like food's kind of important, especially around the holiday season. So that was probably my worst thing. I'm sitting here topless. I'm doing a podcast topless after eating like 8 pieces of pizza, which seems like fantastic because, I'm not about the body shaming here because I'm quite comfortable, but still, if we get an opportunity to feed as many kids as we can, we know it's a worthy cause. There's so many worthy causes going on in the fantasy football community right now. And we're going to highlight those here in a couple of weeks. But yeah, now today is just kind of overwhelming here of the support that's coming in, right?
Thanks, Bo, for the tip. Appreciate it.
This is what I was thinking when he said that too, Bo.
My blood is going to be literally like paper thin. Thinner than that, obviously. Yeah. But it's going to be thin.
Remember your first tattoos, and they're like, yeah, go eat Jello. Jello will help you get your blood thicker and stuff like that.
Really?
Well, yeah.
Jello, should I inject it? If I inject Jello, will that work?
It might work. I'm not too sure if that works, but the gelatin is supposed to thicken the blood up somehow, but I don't think it kind of works after 2 sips of whiskey. I think it kind of sets itself back a step there, but it's never worked for me.
So what is, maybe if there's an actual doctor listening, what are the effects of cocaine on your blood?
Where's Jeff when you need him?
Does that make your blood thinner?
I'm not doing cocaine, Shane. I don't care what type of facts you bring out. I'm
just wondering, like, probably some iron. So maybe snort some iron.
Oh yeah, I like this. Eat a steak.
We actually have one in the
marinating right now.
Yep, right meow.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we talked about it in a group chat.
I didn't expect a chest waxing expert to show up in the comment section today. That was not where I thought this was going. But
I definitely have more questions now than answers.
Me too.
Bill, are you saying eat a steak while you're getting it waxed? Does that help?
That'd be cool. Maybe I can bite down on it.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that makes it very interesting at this point in time, because I'm just my mind is off in left field. I'm just thinking about the pain that's come.
But Dingus is fine. Look at him. He's not in any pain anymore.
Yeah, but Dingus is a real man.
Well, there's that.
I'm a boy.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you know in the morning after how this feels. I think when you first get a sunburn, you don't kind of feel it the day of. You're kind of chilling on the beach. You don't really know what's talk about the next morning. What else we got here for matchups here? I know you guys got your answering questions.
Bloody tomorrow.
Yeah, let's move on. If you guys have any start sit questions, feel free to throw them up there in the comments. But let's move on. Quick hitter. Quick comment on what you're looking forward to in the Detroit-Tennessee matchup. Dingus, let's start with you and go around the horn.
Dingus is color my logo. Who's Detroit playing?
Detroit, Tennessee.
Tennessee. This is an interesting one. Is Tennessee going to go and just run the ball down Detroit's throat, or are they going to pass? Because they can do both. And Detroit is weak on both. So does A.J. Brown and Corey Davis get going again? Who's the better wide receiver this week? For most of the season, it's been Corey Davis. Last week, A.J. Brown stepped up again, and Corey Davis kind of took that back seat. Who's going to be that number one target going into Detroit? And does Derrick Henry continue on his push for 2,100 rushing yards? He's at 15-something right now. I don't see him hitting 21, maybe 2,000. He'll probably fall just short of the all-time record, but his next 3 weeks of matchups definitely put him in a position where he could do that. And he takes a big step with a Detroit rush defense that gives up huge yards. So that's kind of what I'm looking for here. Nothing. And obviously Matt Stafford, I think Chase Daniel's probably playing this week. I don't know if that's been confirmed yet, but at last I heard that's where it was leaning.
Looks like Stafford is actually trending in the right direction is the last thing that I've got here. So that could be some good news for guys on the Detroit side. Dingus talked a lot about Tennessee. Chase, what about Detroit? What do you think on that side?
Once again, I mean, Steffi crushed it with a quick shot today on youtube.com/fantasy intervention. She told you why you need to play DeAndre Swift, and he's the guy this week. You know, that's probably the only person that I feel comfortable playing on Detroit. But yeah, go check it out. Steffi absolutely crushed her quick shot today, and I couldn't be more excited for DeAndre Swift owners.
AFC South matchup. We've got Houston Texans versus the Indianapolis Colts. Let's start on Houston side with Deshaun Watson and, the future Houston Texans coached by Joe Brady with Deshaun Watson and Allen Robinson. But that's our future hope for next year. Let's start on the Houston side. Matt, what do you got?
Can we really see Hanson and Cootie continue doing what they're doing in the passing game? Can Deshaun Watson continue to produce without having a legitimate wide receiver? Is Brandon Cooks going to play this week or not? Those are kind of the questions on the Houston side. David Johnson comes back. I'm still not trusting him in my lineup unless you're really, really desperate. So that's kind of where I'm at with the Houston Texans as far as that goes. What about you, Chase?
I'm sitting there seeing, if Brandon Cooks plays, it actually makes me nervous about Keke Kuti, because he's going to be up against Kenny Moore, and Kenny Moore can give up some big plays. No doubt, Kenny Moore can give up some massive, massive plays. But Kenny Moore also has a ton of pass deflections on the year and interceptions. He's somebody that is an all-or-go type person. The way that Kenny Moore gives up plays, though, is actually two slot receivers with the ball in their hands. And Keke Kuti is great in space and catching the ball. However, he does struggle when it comes to yards after the catch. He's not a big yards after the catch type player. So with that being said, I want to see this matchup, but I'm not locked into playing Keke Kuti if he is up against Kenny Moore in the slot. So if Brandon Cooks does not play, I feel much better, because that will relegate Keke Kuti to the outside on some of the snaps, which, essentially could end up, giving him opportunities to get deep balls and also I guess 15 to 20-yard catches. But if he's in the slot and they're not using him as a deeper threat, he's going to struggle up against Kenny Moore.
On the Colts side, we've obviously got a smash play. In my opinion, you got Jonathan Taylor. You're obviously playing him.
Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor.
I don't know who that is. Oh, that's the rookie that everybody's putting behind CH this year. That's right. I remember now. Yeah, that guy. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I just had to refresh my memory of who people were talking about ahead of Jonathan Taylor this year in your rookie drafts. Just curious.
That's the one. Speaking of ahead, T.Y. Hilton is on a big-time hot streak right now, on a bender. He's got a touchdown in each of his last 3 games, 2 touchdowns last week, facing a Houston defense that he just recently torched for 8 catches, 110 yards and a touchdown. Are we starting T.Y. Hilton?
Speaking of a bender. Anyways, yes, I'm playing T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah, I picked him up at the deadline here a couple of weeks back to roll him a couple times against yours and Jeff's advice on me on that one because I don't listen to you guys anyway. But I went out and I picked up T.Y. Hilton, started him back-to-back weeks. I'm going to keep rolling him here this week. So you could do worse in your second wide receiver, your flex position than T.Y. Hilton, especially in a matchup against Houston, who just literally picked someone up off of someone else's waivers or off their practice squad as a corner before this week started. Just kind of give you an idea where the Texans are in that secondary.
Patriots going down to Miami to take on the Dolphins, and a matchup that one of these teams is actually playing for the playoffs. One of them is hanging on by a dear thread. On the Miami side, Matt, I'll just jump it right back to you. On the Miami side, are you playing any of the running backs?
I don't even know who they got going in. Solon Ahmed, I don't think he's playing. Patrick Laird, you're not starting. Can you start DeAndre Washington? I doubt it. The one running back, I use this term loosely, and I think Chase is on board with this, Lynn Bowden. If you got him as a running back option, he's definitely a guy you could put into your lineup, I think, this week. Chase has the numbers in front of him. You probably have the numbers in front of you. I don't because research isn't my strength. But I think he had something like 8 catches, 80 yards. Like, we're talking for PPR, Lynn Bowden's definitely – you could do worse than having Lynn Bowden in your lineup, especially at the running back position if he's got that dual flexibility for lineup designations.
And he's not a running back, by the way. He's a wide receiver, but he still has that tag as a running back. And it's weird to put a wide receiver in the spot of a running back because essentially, these guys who actually have – like if you had a running back who could play wide receiver, you'd play that in a heartbeat. But, reverse course, it's very, I guess, sketchy playing wide receivers in running back positions because running backs must have guaranteed points. But when we talk about Lynn Bowden, man, this dude looks so good last week. Like, I loved his numbers coming out of college. I thought he was a smash play coming out of college. I got him in almost every single rookie draft. If not, I picked him up in the free agency. So I have him everywhere. But he went to the Dolphins, and then he didn't get snaps after they traded away. Not Jakeem Grant, but the other wide receiver of the Patriots. Anyways.
Ford.
Yeah, Isaiah Ford. They traded him. And so I thought that Lynn Bowden would, essentially step in immediately and get some opportunities. And then Preston Williams got injured. And then, you're sitting there thinking Lynn Bowden has got to be the answer. And he wasn't. Took him a while. So he fell off a couple of my rosters because I was like, I don't know what's going on. Finally, he's learned. And we saw it last week, and we saw his athletic playmaking ability. We saw him be the commander of that team. And honestly, I would not be surprised if Lynn Bowden is even better than what we saw from Edelman in the prime years, going back to the Patriots. But he is that slot receiver who should dominate moving forward. And I think he's like, I want him everywhere. I'm overpaying for Lynn Bowden at this point.
Former Raider, great Lynn Bowden. Let's jump over to the other side. The Patriots, Cam Newton facing a defense that just turned Pat Mahomes over 3 times. You starting anybody on this Patriots offense?
Dude,
desperate. Damian Harris, maybe Damian Harris.
If you play in punter leagues, I'm fine with starting their punter.
What's his name?
Oh, that's fantastic.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. Just punter. Just P.
I'd be okay playing their defense. I'd be okay playing Cam Newton. I think they're going to see a lot of short field positions. We have, Bill Belichick with a history of being able to stop rookie quarterbacks. And I think that Ryan Fitzpatrick being on this team has done a phenomenal job and should actually help out Tua. So I don't think he's going to see it like, we saw, what was it, Josh Herbert?
Yeah.
Whoever the last guy we saw got
Justin
massacred.
Herbert.
I said Josh Herbert.
Yeah,
Justin
I don't
Herbert.
know who Josh Herbert is.
Justin Herbert.
I mean,
Thank you, Shane.
if it was Josh Herbert, he should do badly because he's not a quarterback in the NFL.
Thank you, Shane. But no, Justin Herbert, we saw him get annihilated. And I don't think that Tua is going to get annihilated in the same way, especially with how much they protect him as it is. But they still should see plenty of short field positions as where they're in scoring range. So I think that Cam Newton could be the beneficiary of that. Meanwhile, N'Keal Harry, sure, he might be able to get a jump ball, but I'm not relying on any of those guys. Like, I'm not like, oh, you got to go play them. None of them. But the defense, I'm okay with playing.
Yeah, step forward last week, I thought, for Tua, trying to chase points there against Pat Mahomes. I thought that was really good. They let him air it out a little bit more than they were before, so I certainly like seeing that. I want to move on to the NFC North. Speaking of airing it out, your boy, Mitch Trubisky, going here against this Minnesota Vikings defense. You excited about your boy in this matchup?
Yeah, I got no problem starting Trubisky, especially
What's he doing over there?
Sorry, I was just
Was that steroids? What's going on?
I was doing some math here quickly. On PayPal right now, we've raised $774. And on the No Kid Hungry,
all right,
we're at
He's an old school guy. He has to do math by hand.
So we are currently at 970, I believe. No, wait, that's wrong. Don't listen to that. 774 plus 485. We're at 1644.
Nice.
Right now.
1644.
I feel like that's a cocaine reference.
No, that can't be right here. My math.
Oh God! Podcast.
12.
Yeah, this is
12:59
among us, right?
I don't know.
That's why I only say the things I say on these podcasts and live streams because I know no one else is hearing it except for the people that are involved with it, right?
Yeah, that's
how it works.
Our show.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Cooter, Michael Thomas placed on IR. That is just depressing. I did not need to hear that. And I am with you.
I called it.
I blame Dingus for it. So $1,259 raised. That is amazing. We are closing in on getting rid of that mustache from the Canadian there in the top right. I'm looking forward to that. We need to match that. We need to get there.
And that's not about your matching yet either. So
real quick, can I address the Michael Thomas thing?
Yes.
He's on the IR.
Anytime that somebody says that they want to get the ball less in the offseason and they should not get a workload, you should not draft them in the first round. Because guess what? Even if he is healthy, right, and he doesn't want as much workload, whatever the case is, he's going to get less workload. Like, I've never heard a superstar, the best person in their position, say, hey, I want less touches so I can last longer in the NFL. And for him to come out in the offseason and say that, I was scared shitless off him. But anytime that this guy is going to be hurt or slightly is injured, guess what? He's not going to go in the game. He's not going to play. So anytime that somebody does say that, please do not draft them. Do not get them earlier. Let them sit to you. I'm much rather have like a Julio Jones type player who's fading out than a guy who is fading himself out, like voluntarily.
And
that was mind-blowing to me. I've never heard a player say that.
And if a player says on national TV before the game, "Don't sit me," that probably means sit him.
Yeah.
Oh God, that was embarrassing.
Fun fact: I don't play DFS, but that night I did because I said, "Oh, Keenan's going to smash. I'm going to go put in the DFS lineup. I'm putting Keenan Allen. Probably going to win a few million tonight." And I didn't win a few million.
I won like $10 last night. It was a tough game to sit there and figure out who you're going to play. But I did call Hunter Henry and I did call Ty Johnson. So I'll take both.
Ty Johnson.
Nice.
Those are my two favorite plays because the pricing was so high. Right?
So
like,
funny story.
Go ahead.
Tyron Johnson got into my lineup because I grabbed him off of waivers when I thought Keenan Allen was going to sit. So I grabbed him in. I replaced him with Keenan Allen, and I did not get back to my computer in time to swap Allen back in when he says, "Don't sit me." So Tyron Johnson was still in my lineups in replacement of Keenan Allen.
So wait, you're telling us you did good because you're not good with computers.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think that's very important when we're talking fantasy football. Sometimes the best mistake is the mistake you don't make. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, don't fiddle with your
Well, I mean,
lineups.
that's probably true in most life. Like the best mistakes you don't make are the ones you don't make because you didn't make them. Because you could wake up with some real hand grenades in your life.
Guys, this is breaking news. Breaking news. I have 3 trucks in my tiny little neighborhood. One's Amazon, one is FedEx, and of course, one is UPS. So I'm still waiting for my shirts to come in for Fantasy Intervention. If you guys want to go get a shirt yourself, because mine might have just arrived, make sure you guys go check out readingglobal.com. And then go to collections. And then go to, of course, Dynasty Vipers and Fantasy Intervention. Pick yourself up a shirt. Are you guys on Reading Global?
No, but you just pick up a shirt anyway. Just have one made.
It's
just,
going towards the
shame.
charity. It's going towards the charity that we're running.
Just get my picture on your titty. And just like right here.
For charity?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's for charity, of course. Duh. And then get some underwear. You can get my face on your crotch there. That'd be fun for you.
What does your shirt say, Shane?
May Jesus bless your crotches. Jesus bless your crotches.
That sounds like a nice introduction to a Manscaped ad. What do you think, Dingus?
Well, I guess we could say right off the get-go, don't be a dingus and wax your chest. Use the Manscaped 3.0 lawnmower to clean yourself up nicely. A lot less pain involved doing it that way. And by the way, Chase, you do not want to shave your chest before you wax it because it won't do a thing. Just going to throw it out there for you right now. Use the Lawnmower 3.0. Go to manscaped.com. Use promo code ViperCast20. Get 20% off and free shipping. And make sure your package is nice and clean for delivery this holiday season.
Love it. All right, let's jump on that Chicago, Minnesota. Didn't talk too much about that. David Montgomery's been smashing 3 weeks in a row, but he was facing 3 of the absolute worst run defenses in the NFL. Minnesota, more middle of the pack. Chase, Shane, let's jump down to you. How high are you ranking David Montgomery this week?
Oh, who?
You would.
What?
David Montgomery. Chase, I specifically want to hear Chase's David Montgomery take.
Loves him. Look at he's got like the stars in his eyes right now for him.
Do you see them?
Yeah.
No, because they're not there.
They're there.
Now, this is the week that I'm calling it, and this is the week that I will convert to a Montgomery fan if he does well, because Minnesota's been better up against the defense. And I mean, up against the run. I'm sorry, excuse me. Minnesota's defense has been better up against the run. And I know they had an easy schedule and everything, but this is the week where you find out what David Montgomery actually has. This is division rivalry. And I don't hate David Montgomery. I just hated the offensive line. I didn't like his athletic profile. And I just thought he was in a bad situation with Nick Foles at quarterback. So with Mitch Trubisky there, he's able to run. He's able to, create a little bit more opportunity than what Nick Foles had, get a little bit pressure off the run. And it's worked out for him. I'm not somebody I don't hate individual players, right? I don't hate this player, hate that player, or don't think he's good, or don't think he's, bad necessarily. I just hate the lineups. Like Cam Akers for me, as an example, dropped, a couple spots in my rookie rankings because I didn't like his landing position with the Rams. So he is standing out. He is doing better. He's beating out Darrell Henderson, and now he's moving up my ranks. So I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, I hate Cam Akers, blah, 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 and, can constantly talk shit about him. But yeah, he did move down my ranks. He moved to rookie number 7 overall. He's still good. He's still a first-round pick. And same thing with Dave Montgomery. I thought he was going to be a RB2 for the rest of the season. Now he's exceeded expectations. It's something as where I don't hate it, but this is the week where I know what I have moving forward, Dave Montgomery. I'll become a fan. I'll get on board with him if he can produce up against Minnesota. I'll take that.
Yes, he has one on his inner thigh.
Oh, dude, my dick is tattooed blue. And then I have eyes above my dick.
Why do you got to be vulgar? Inner thigh wasn't descriptive enough. Come on, let's class it up a little bit. I'm wearing a shirt that has Jesus on it, so we gotta keep it fucking.
I can't with this guy. I can't.
Yeah. I don't even know what Chase started to say because he started rambling off on some other bullshit. But yeah, I'd start David Montgomery, and Chase loves David Montgomery.
Let's move on to the next matchup. And Matt, I want to toss this one out to you. We got Seattle going against Washington.
Wait, I never got y'all's take.
They don't care. No, they agree with me.
Yeah, we all agree with Shane. Shane's right. But I want specifically with this one, Matt, you love Washington's front. You also love Chris Carson, and you hate Rashad Penny, who's going to be making his debut potentially, reports say, this week. What are you expecting? Are you starting Chris Carson?
I mean, I'm starting Chris Carson because I love Chris Carson. Now, Russell Wilson may be a bit of a fade for me this week because that front for Washington is insane. And I don't think Wilson's going to have the time to get out there and make those plays. I think DK Metcalf, you're still starting him. He's still going to get his 100 yards somewhere along the way. I think Lockett's value takes a considerable drop in this matchup as well. But Washington stacks up against everyone. You see what they've been doing to quarterbacks the last few weeks, how they're getting that pressure on them. I would not be surprised. And Russell Wilson's fumbled the ball. I think he's lost 4 fumbles this year. So something to also keep an eye on, because if you're getting pressure from the Chase Youngs, Jonathan Allens, Daron Paynes, Kerrigan, Ioannidis, you got these guys coming at you left, right, and center, and wave after wave. I could see Russell Wilson fumbling the ball multiple times this matchup. And DK is going to get his. But other than that, I'm kind of not sure where I want to go with this one, but I'm fading Russell Wilson in a big way.
Wait, so you're predicting multiples?
I could definitely see him losing a couple fumbles this week. Yeah, 1, maybe 2, probably sacked 4 or 5 times. I think Washington's that good.
Yeah, it's something that's where with Russell Wilson, I actually dropped him in one of my leagues because I'm in a championship run, and there was it's a guillotine league, so there were certain players out there, and I don't feel confident starting Russell Wilson up against the Giants, the Eagles, and the Rams. It was just 3 worst games of the season. First off, that's 3 of the last 5 games. So we have to look at what else they have in common. The reality is they pressured the quarterback a ton, all 3 of these teams, when we talk about the Giants, Eagles, and Rams. I believe the Eagles and Rams are top 3 in sacks so far this season. Meanwhile, the Giants are top 10 in pressure applied to the quarterback, and they've actually been a lot better so far as of late. Now, Russell Wilson does have his 3rd best completion percentage under pressure, but it limits his ability to throw deep balls. This is where a big percentage of his scoring actually comes into play, when he can hit DK Metcalf for an 80-yard pass, and that's just not the case. With the Seahawks, right, they were losing in 2 out of 3 matchups I mentioned when it came to the Rams and the Giants. So 2 out of 3 when it came to the Eagles, Rams, and Giants. He actually averaged a full pass completion less deep, or over 20 yards. Or actually, I think it's over 15 yards. Then all other, I believe it's 8 so far this season. So when it comes to that, you're talking about taking off a touchdown, we'll say a 20-yard pass or so in each one of these games, which is, 8 points less than what he'd put up, or, 7 points, whatever you want to, whatever scoring you're into. It's going to put up a significant amount less when it comes to point scoring. So if Washington football team can get pressure on Russell Wilson, which I expect them to do, go ahead and take 6 points off or 7 points off from what his scoring actually is going to be predicted as.
Yeah, just because Dingus is done with his chest waxing doesn't mean that we don't need to keep those donations coming in. So if you have any questions, hit us up in the comments. And any donations, make sure you check out Dingus's Twitter account. We've also got the PayPal we'll put up here in just a second. And we are inching very close, very, very, very close to 2,000 total donations, which is going to take that mustache right off of Dingus's face. And that would be disappointing to one Gardner Minshew, who takes on the Baltimore Ravens this week.
Wait. I thought you were going to say that was disappointing to his wife. I so thought that's where that was going.
Can we auction off your mustache? Like in a frame? Like, can we get that framed, put up on a wall somewhere? That's
you're on mute. Yeah.
But I love what you have to say.
Unmute.
He still doesn't notice him.
I was kind of playing off of what Shane had said. I'll, shave it all off and put it together like a little arts and crafts project, and kind of put a little bit of bead of glue down and throw the mustache in there. And
why not?
I think we could definitely do something like that. Yeah.
Let's auction it off. See if we can raise another $2,000 for No Kid Hungry.
Let's scrapbook it. We'll just do scrapbooking of Dingus's multiple hairs.
By the way, if you go onto eBay right now, you can own my chest wax strips for the very low price of.
We'll keep the money coming in.
Tree fitting.
And if you're lucky, Chase will include a picture of his tattoo.
The Gonzo. Oh my God, I got a story for that for another time.
Gardner Minshew takes on the Baltimore Ravens, and look, that as we said, that Baltimore Ravens offense, it was kind of building, and seemed like it came together a little bit after Lamar Jackson kind of got some things off of his chest, maybe. Let's. What are you guys expecting, Matt? We'll start with you. Gardner Minshew, James Robinson. Are they going to have the same kind of success we've seen from them against the Ravens?
I mean, teams have been able to run on the Ravens this year. That's not a big shocker there. So James Robinson's going to continue doing what James Robinson does. He still factors into the passing game, so you're not going to worry about James Robinson. I think you can definitely get Visca Chenault in your lineup as a flex option. DJ Chark's an option. But here's my big one. It's a Gus Edwards week again. J.K. Dobbins is going to get himself and fire up some Gus Edwards just because. I think both running backs could hit 100 yards against the Jags this week.
Yeah, I love that.
I agree. 100%.
Dingus is bold as fuck tonight. He's just throwing out multiples and just all multiples. Like, that's amazing.
Everything's multiple. You know what? I've got 3 nipples, so I got multiple nipples here. We're ready to roll.
Wait, you have 3?
Waxed. Oh, yeah, I got 3. Oh, wait. The third one's.
Dude, your chest looks so good.
That's a mole, dude. Dude, that's a mole.
That's a nipple, man. It gets perky. I put some ice on it. She shoots right up.
And nipples hairs. I got to be honest with you. I think man nipples are dudes. I could be wrong. I'm not a doctor, but I'll ask my optometrist next time I see him.
The optometrist. Yeah, he should have a good eye for that.
Dr. Shane, appreciate it. So that finishes our Sunday morning matchups, our Sunday early matchups, and we go into the Sunday late games.
How many games?
One that I'm interested in, Kansas City Chiefs, New Orleans Saints. I've called the Saints to win this one. Am I crazy? Is anybody willing to jump on board with that?
No.
I could see it, but I'm not going to say that's a lock or anything.
Actually, you know what? We got 2 guys here who know a thing or two about punishments. So Chase and I have a bet on this. I'm betting Chiefs. He's betting Saints. What should the loser do of this bet?
Wait, you said me and you?
Me.
No, me and Calvin.
Oh, you said me.
So, I mean, the only thing that's left to do is a ball wax.
You got to paint the taint red.
Paint the taint red.
Manscaped's already taken care of that.
Did you guys see that clip yet of me saying that on the live show? Not meaning to.
I did. I saw it.
Oh God.
Which ultimately led to a Derek Carr pulled groin. Coincidence?
Yeah, that was.
There's a lot of talk about taints that night. A lot more talk than I've talked about taints in some time. Taints are an under-discussed issue, and I think we should keep it that way.
We need more discussion on that.
Loser has to stand on a corner in a bikini and ask for money with the sign at a very public intersection.
For one fucking game, you guys just like at some point you're just gonna run out of shit to do. Like, loser just has to get shot. Like that's the only thing that's left. Loser, yeah, I get to fucking stab him. It's a duel, and I just behead him. We got nothing left. Jesus Christ.
The leader right now is the hot chip challenge. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah, the one chip that comes in like a box by itself.
I watched a
chip, man.
I watched a clip of Joel Embiid doing that, and that was awful.
So bikinis are off the table.
Well, I just got a nice little wax job. I think I could pull it off.
That's why I brought it up.
I'm not worried about losing this bet because there's no way in hell the Saints are beating the Chiefs.
So, Calvin, the question's to you, I guess.
I live in way too small of a town to pull that off and still have any respect in my community.
Yeah, well,
I do coach a baseball team here that I'm pretty sure I would get fired from. So,
Well, what about standing on a corner asking for money to donate to charity? How about
Hit Bolt.
that? I don't know. We could do the hot chip challenge. That's cool too. I mean, I'm not part of it. I
Yeah,
cannot
Jason's
prove
doing this,
myself
by the
another
way, yeah.
bet that I did not agree to. I'm not part of it.
I still say you guys are gonna make it to this point at some point or another. So just go with fucking murder. Just go there. You know what I mean? Like jump the shark. It's time to jump the shark.
Any hope for the Saints offense with Michael Thomas out and Drew Brees back in? Does that give you a little bit more hope for Alvin Kamara, Jared
more
Cook?
Yeah, Alvin Kamara is a whole different monster, and then Traquan Smith.
And then you take
And
out Mike
Drake
Thomas out of the factor too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Evan Kamara is probably going to see about 12 targets tomorrow.
At least
today.
I'm thinking 16.
When are they playing?
Kansas City.
Tomorrow afternoon.
Tomorrow night? Tomorrow?
Afternoon,
Well,
yeah.
afternoon.
Yeah, he should see. I don't know why that really matters, but he should see at least 12 targets.
I'm going to go 16 targets. I think Alvin Kamara's going to smash. He's must start. But I honestly, like for flex purposes, I would probably start Traquan Smith or Emmanuel Sanders, whichever one you have. I think both of them have potentially get at least minimum 6 catches apiece. I know that the Kansas City Chiefs are tough. Up against
Jared Cook.
Jared Cook's the
Jared
real
Cook's
answer.
going to fucking smash.
I do like Jared Cook in this game for sure. So, okay, let's move on to the Jets and the Rams. Jets.
Oh,
Hang on, I want to rewind this
definitely-
back here real quick. Jared Cook or Andrews this week at the tight end position?
I think Cook finishes as a top 3 tight end this week. So either one's a win, but I'll take Jared Cook.
Ooh, Andrews against Jacksonville. I'm going Andrews.
I just don't know how much the Ravens are going to throw the ball. Like Lamar Jackson could end up with 15 passes this game, 20 passes. Andrews could still end up with all of them. 10 passes for 150 yards. But I'm just saying, like, I'd rather have I think that Jared Cook is guaranteed to get the points. Meanwhile, Mark Andrews is more of a flyer, which is weird because it's normally the opposite.
And here's a question for everyone: is Marcus Mariota a better Lamar Jackson than Lamar Jackson is?
Marcus Mariota is the original Lamar Jackson. But no, he's much fucking worse than Lamar Jackson, and he is terrible at football. And he's probably going to get exposed in his next game.
I tweeted out last night that it feels like the whole situation that happened with the 49ers back years ago when Colin Kaepernick took over for Alex Smith. Alex Smith was on a winning streak, and what were they like? They're probably 13-2 or something like that. It was something ridiculous.
Bo, Jared Cook had a touchdown last week, my dude. He's good. He wasn't getting a lot of
He had
Taysom
5
targets.
straight games or something like that with a touchdown.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't getting a ton of targets with Taysom. Oh, that's fun to say. But he'll get them with Breeze and no MT there.
No, so yeah, but when it comes to Mariota, it's very similar to what we saw with Alex Smith's situation over there for the 49ers, where they were in a winning situation. Alex Smith could have led them to a Super Bowl. Kaepernick did. I think they ended up losing that Super Bowl, but they might have won. Either way.
No, they lost.
Yeah, it's something I swear like we could see the same sort of situation happen and Derek Carr get booted out. Meanwhile, Derek Carr is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
No, that's incorrect.
That is not incorrect.
That is incorrect. He's a very good game manager, but he's not a winning quarterback. He's not a winning quarterback. Mariota is better than him. Mariota is not very good.
We're talking about top 10 in
he is not
average yards per attempt. We're talking about top 10 completion percentage.
He's
We're talking top 10
good.
in touchdowns.
He's not
last
good.
Year.
He's still not good. I don't give a fuck.
Who were his receivers last year?
Safe
Oh God, we could get into this.
He's got Nelson Aguilar this year, so I don't want to hear shit.
Oh, I love that take coming from a Philly guy.
We're talking about a guy who hasn't had receivers for years, and yet he's still been top 10 in his position in multiple different categories, and he hasn't even passed a whole ton. Like, he's not a volume passer. Derek Carr is a phenomenal quarterback.
He sucks. He's fucking trash. He's a trash can. He's a human trash can. I think you like him because he's Greek.
Where's
like
this hate coming from?
I don't know. He's got pretty eyes. I think it's that.
You seen glaring at the camera?
Yeah, it was intense. I think ever since then I felt differently about him. Like I've been a little afraid. So I'm like, all right, I'm backing off. So what's the
Matt
question?
does a good impersonation of that.
When I put on my mascara, what?
No, you do a good impersonation of that Derek Carr sitting on the bench.
Oh yeah, no, that's because I'm a Raiders fan. I got used to that look. That's the kind of look that all Raiders fans have, especially.
How do you feel about Derek Carr?
I love Derek Carr. I'm all
Over
with Derek.
Mariota?
Oh, absolutely over Mariota. I think
Okay.
Derek
Just
Carr.
wanted to make sure I'm not on the opposite end of the fence because I got a ton of hate.
Bo's right.
Waller's on the Carr.
Yes, he
Carr
did.
was fine before Waller showed up last year.
He was fine with Jared Cook. That's what he's good at. He's really good at throwing to a tight end and letting the tight end do all the work. It's like, I don't know, some other analogy.
I can't with you, Shane.
Yeah. He's really good at
We could have
targeting
a whole
underneath.
hour-long podcast about this.
Fucking
My dog's getting really mad at me right now.
Why? He's got to go for a walk.
Yeah.
Earlier in this podcast, we had some talk about who the number one running back was. If you guys remember, Dingus, his number one running back in rookie drafts was Cam Akers, and he gets to take on the Jets this week. Are you smashing that start button on Cam Akers, your boy, Matt Donnelly?
He's probably going to get in your bad or something.
No, that's not great.
You're smashing everyone on the Rams this week. You're firing up Robert Woods, Cam Akers, Jared Goff. You're firing everyone up except maybe Tyler Higbee. I'm not too sure about him, but everyone else you're firing up as far as the Rams are concerned for fantasy.
Yeah, brooding like a dump cheerleader with his mascara running. I've never dumped a cheerleader, though, so I want to know what that was like.
No, I think that, you can't really argue against anybody, versus the Jets. Like, I might even start Gerald Everett. I don't know.
Higbee.
Whatever. Either one works.
Yeah, whatever.
Chase loves Tyler Higbee. So I didn't know this, but Shane, you're a Philadelphia Eagle guy, right? So you've got your boy Jalen Hurts going against the Arizona Cardinals. What are you expecting for an encore out of Hurts?
Pretty much what you saw last week. A lot of him running, picking his spots. Miles Sanders looking better because there's the threat of the run with Jalen Hurts there. Pretty much the same thing. I mean, he's not a great passer, although he is a willing passer. I'll give him that. He's willing to at least throw the ball deep, which is a good thing.
He's a giver.
Yeah, it'd be nice. He is a giver. It'd be nice if he could give the ball to Jalen Reagor a little more. That'd be fucking great. But I expect pretty much what we saw last week.
Did you see that play call, man? Did you see that play call was phenomenal? Like, why didn't they call plays like that for Carson Wentz? It blows my mind.
Because they hate him.
I can't.
Yeah. I think Carson Wentz. He's a ginger, and I don't think he's a ginger. I know he's a ginger. And most people hate gingers, even if you don't want to, like even if you're trying to be like all inclusive and stuff, but like still instinctively as a human, like we want to kill gingers. So I think that's what was happening with Doug Peterson calling the plays there.
And Frank Reich, his spiritual leader, left before, right? And we've seen him start to peak down because that's what got brought up on the actual telecast, that this is a big factor in everything. And maybe Frank Reich was what kind of kept Carson Wentz feeling comfortable in his own hair color.
Yeah,
but with Hurts, man, like it's insane the way they were able to get receivers open quickly, compared to what we saw in previous weeks. Like they were wide. Yeah. Jalen Reagor took
the problem,
30, 40 yards to the house, or not to the house, but brought it into scoring range. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's right. It was Reich's and Wentz's mutual admiration for Jesus Christ that really bonded them, and that's why Wentz was able to play better, according to Moose Johnson, who is apparently a fucking idiot. Sorry. Wentz did not always suck, actually. He was going to be an MVP. He was excellent last year. If you think he sucked last year, then you didn't watch football. He sucks this year. He's been fucking atrocious, terrible. It's not all just Doug Peterson. And when you were saying that the Eagles receivers were getting open, they were getting open for this year for Wentz too. It's just he either didn't see them or he was locked onto the wrong route. He played a lot of hero ball where, he's holding onto the ball and double clutching. And it's like he has the yips. Whereas Jalen Hurts, he's dropping back there. He's going one read, two read. Nope. All right. Oh, wait, there's a guy chasing me. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Like, I'm not sticking around to get, like, fucking smushed into the turf. Like, nope.
Well, I think you just said it right there. I think Carson Wentz is traumatized by that Eagles offensive line to the point where he is patting that ball 3 or 4 times while still trying to be a pocket passer. And Jalen Hurts is like, screw this, man. I'm getting the hell out of here. And then getting out of that pocket. Wentz can do that, but I think he's just frozen, like that deer in the headlights kind of look, where he's got 2 pass rushers, one coming from the interior, one coming from the outside, and then he's done. Where Jalen Hurts will move that pocket and then try and find someone getting open down the field or running the ball instead.
Well, that's why I don't want to go off on a tangent with this because I can talk about this for hours, but that's why I don't want Trevor Lawrence to go to the Jets. I mean, there's been very few quarterbacks who have made it work and had a long career with a bad offensive line. We saw with Patrick Rams. I mean, we've seen so many different quarterbacks just go down the wrong path with no offensive line. The Jets is not the right landing place for Trevor Lawrence. I would boycott it if I was him.
But
I mean, force a trade.
There's going to be no Adam Gase there, so that's going to help.
Yeah, but you know who's gonna end up with is the Dallas Cowboys. So
Eric Bieniemy. No,
I meant Trevor Lawrence is gonna end up with the Dallas Cowboys.
How's he gonna do that? They feel like 3 wins.
They're gonna trade Dak Prescott for 2 first-round picks, the Denver Broncos in the next 2 years, and then the Cowboys are gonna go and offer 4 first-round picks total over the next 2 years.
All right, so we're just at the point of the show where we're talking out of our ass and making things up now.
Nope, it's gonna happen.
Bo, I'm kind of with you on this one. I think the lack of preseason, not having a lot of game film on Jalen Hurts, definitely.
Oh yeah, that's
allowed them to have a little bit of. Doug Peterson drafted him in the 2nd round, drew up some plays, definitely wanted to get him going. And second half against the Saints, they scored 1 touchdown. Let's see how they look here against the Cardinals. I'm certainly not starting him in fantasy if I can help it. I do think Miles Sanders is a good play though. Miles Sanders, and on the other side with the Cardinals, Drake has been really good lately. Both those guys have been disappointing. Matt, are we starting Sanders and Drake this week?
Oh, boy.
You know how hard it is to run on the Eagles, man?
Yeah, the Eagles' defense is actually really good if you take out the fact that they have a lot of short fields and that their offense has put them in terrible situations. They're a pretty good defense. But you should be starting Sanders.
It's a chore to run against them, though. Like it is a chore to run against the Eagles. Like it is tough.
Oh, this is awful. I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I preach about that Washington front. And with all that this year, the talk of the Washington's front, everyone's forgetting how good that Eagles front really is. Mm-hmm. Fletcher Cox is still there. Derek Barnett hasn't gone anywhere. Javon Hargrave is there too, plugging up the middle. This is a very stout defense, especially on the interior, who has pass rushes that can get after you as well. I like Miles Sanders more than I do Kenyon Drake this week. I don't trust Kenyon Drake at all, but I'm comfortable firing up Miles Sanders. I think there's some sort of cheat code that's been kind of released there with Jalen Hurts in the lineup with Miles Sanders, in which teams have to that RPO action is really going to start scaring teams off, opening up the run game for Sanders.
Well, just, for instance, when the 80-yarder that Sanders ripped off last week, it initially looked like when you were watching the game that it's because the linebacker hit the wrong gap. But when you had heard the Eagle actually describe what happened, the reason the linebacker hit the wrong gap is because it was an RPO and he was going to try to attack Hurts. And that's what opened it up for Sanders because that was a gaping fucking massive hole. So, yeah, and that's just something, I guess, for whatever reason, you're not as fearful as Wentz. His 0 to 60 takes a lot longer than Jalen Hurts does. So maybe the fear wasn't there.
Also, in addition, like Miles Sanders wasn't bad this year. He averaged 5.8 yards per carry. Yeah. Like it drove me nuts. Like literally, I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm like, why are they not running Miles Sanders? He's getting 6 yards on every, and he has these breakaway runs, but that's part of the game.
Yeah.
This is the same thing with David Montgomery. And if you guys want to sit there and say that, Miles Sanders is doing so great, blah, 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 or doing so poor, David Montgomery is kind of on the same turn where he has these breakaway runs and the rest of the game sucks for him. The thing with Miles Sanders is the fact that they don't continuously run Miles Sanders like they have David Montgomery. David Montgomery keeps getting the rock, even if he carries for 2 yards per carry on every other one except for his breakaway run, he's still getting the volume. Meanwhile, Miles Sanders does not see that volume. So it is very frustrating to be a Miles Sanders owner, but he's up there.
Yeah, 100%. We got 2 games left to go. Let's answer a quick start and sit question here from one Rayco. DJ Moore or Brandon Cooks? Matt, probably you.
Fuck, Cooks.
Oh, this is dirty written all over it here. I may lean DJ Moore here, but I don't trust either one of them to do anything this week.
I love Brandon Cooks. I know he's coming off an injury, but I love him. Meanwhile, DJ Moore, don't want anything to do with him. like nothing to do with. And we were literally just talking about before we came on the show how much I wanted DJ Moore on my roster. Like that was the conversation as we were coming on the show. This week, no DJ Moore. Jair Alexander's been a beast. That whole secondary's been a beast. I don't even know if he's playing this week. But this whole secondary's been a beast, and it's somebody I don't want to fuck with, like when it comes to DJ Moore.
So we move on to Sunday Night Football, and we got another tough run defense here in the Giants. But they have a pretty tough test with the Cleveland Browns coming into town. Baker Mayfield, been the touchdown maker lately. Can he have success here against this Giants defense, Matt?
I don't see why not. When you got that run game established the way it got with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb there, Baker Mayfield can keep it going on. James Bradbury's injured for the Giants, so that's their top corner down and out. Jarvis Landry is still going to do what he does in the slot. I think even David Njoku might be a sneaky pick at the tight end position. He's been looking for him in the end zone the last couple of weeks, so he's definitely another guy to get fired in there. But Baker might throw for 350 yards and a touchdown, but he'll still get you something.
Yeah, so I thought this was gonna be a full-on like just run game. Like I thought they were gonna run the shit out of the ball both sides of the field, but with Bradbury getting COVID, at least being on the COVID list, I don't. Did he ever get confirmed to have COVID?
I don't know that it matters. He's still not allowed to play, right?
Yeah, but you have a certain amount of days, where you're on the COVID list if you have it, versus just being in close contact.
Someone look into that. I'm going to call up his agent and see what he can tell me.
Yeah, I'm
I
trying
think
to
he
find
has
it.
to have 5 days of negative tests before he can return, and I don't.
That's
think
for close contact, right?
No, I don't think it's for
Or as a whole, but even
Yeah.
close contact, you have to have 5 days. Anyways, he's out for this game. Pretty sure he is. That's going to open up the door for the passing opportunities. And I actually really like Donovan Peoples-Jones to catch a long one.
Can we trust Hollywood Higgins there catching a ball?
I don't like Higgins, but yes.
So Bob doesn't know, but we just don't do fact checks on this. Pretty much what we say just is true. So, but Bob, go with a fact check here. Giants are not good against the run, and
They're very porous up against the run. Very porous,
Right.
which is why I love the running backs. They're allowing like over 5 yards or close to 5 yards per carry to the running back situation, but they haven't been ran on a ton because teams, they get up big and then it's game over. They waste a lot of time. They don't run a lot of plays per game. So now with his opportunity, with Chubb's opportunity and Hunt's opportunity, I love both his running backs, but it just became a little bit more porous with Bradbury being able to take being out is allowing the Browns to get a couple deep opportunities.
So let's just take a trip down Narrative Street real quick, because I love the fact that Jason Garrett not going to be calling plays this week. Freddie Kitchens is going to be the one for the Giants calling the plays.
Really?
Yeah.
He's going to be calling plays against his old team that he was
I
way
didn't realize
over.
that Kitchens was actually
Yeah.
on the Browns, to be honest with you, man.
Giants.
So
Giants. Sorry,
Yeah.
Giants.
yeah, with the Giants, he gets to call plays against his old team. Now, you could make a case that he knows that defense well enough that calling plays against them, he could have some success. On the other hand, it's Colt McCoy, and the Browns are going to want to beat him. What do you think took place in the battle between Freddie Kitchens and the defense?
Freddie Kitchens is a fucking moron. I don't care what he does. Like, we saw that. And it was a guy that I was all after the rookie season Baker had with him calling plays. I thought, wow, this guy's going to be a really good head coach for him. And I was fucking wrong, because that dude was terrible. How is anyone like, why would you ever start Colt McCoy? Like, shit has gone severely wrong for you if you're starting Colt McCoy. Like, you're in a triple flex.
He does throw a lot.
Nah, I don't give it. He's bad. It doesn't matter. He's terrible. He's a trash can. He might run.
I don't
he might
see any
run for his
reason
life.
Like, I even want to fade if I found out. So I'm just now finding out that Freddie Kitchens calling the plays. That's
amazing. It's amazing. His mind is blown.
Yeah, like I'm literally like
Yeah.
You know that little meme where like all the numbers are popping up on the screen or whatever for what's it called? The Hangover?
Yeah.
That's where I'm sitting right now. I'm pretty sure that Freddie Kitchens actually called a ton of passing plays for the majority of the games. He got really pass heavy when he was an offensive coordinator. So it actually scares me off Wayne Gallman this week. I wanted to play Wayne Gallman. I don't know if I will now. I have to look into it.
Then, well, Matt, you look like you had something to add in there. What you got?
No, I'm with what Chase just said there about looking into Wayne Gallman's where you can play him this. And I don't think you can. Then the Browns are pretty solid there. The one thing I'd be definitely concerned about here more than anything is them keeping that extra tight end, keeping Wayne Gallman in for pass protection, because they're not very good at protecting the passer. And with Myles Garrett and Olivier Vernon bearing down on you, the Browns could be in the backfield a lot in this game.
I'm with you. The last matchup, we talked about this a little bit on Wednesday, but this is our slump buster, the Pittsburgh Steelers. They are in desperate need.
Can you throw up the last comment real quick before we dive into this next one? Because I love it. I love it, man. Kitchens is the only play caller worse than Jason Garrett is poetic, to say the least.
Yeah, I am not a fan of Jason Garrett, the play caller. That is for sure. So Pittsburgh Steelers, they get the Bengals this week. And now they get the Bengals with Ryan Finley at quarterback. Is this just going to ultimately be a bad game that when the Bengals are playing as bad as they are, they're going to slow the game down? Is this going to pull the ceiling of the Pittsburgh Steelers down with them, Matt?
Normally, I would say this would kind of hamper people, but we haven't seen a run game from Pittsburgh yet, whether it's James Conner, Benny Snell, McFarland. We haven't seen any running back have success. When you get a matchup against the Bengals where you think you'd automatically have a smash play in the backfield, thanks, Bob. You think you have an actual smash play there. I think Pittsburgh's going to be throwing the ball a lot. I think we're going to see Ben Roethlisberger using the short passing game as an extension of the run game here, whether that's Deontay Johnson, hopefully catching passes in the slot on the slant patterns there. I don't think we're going to see them run the ball. So I think you can still trust your pass catchers and Ben Roethlisberger this week as far as fantasy relevancy goes.
Yeah, I completely agree with you that the Pittsburgh game has not been able to run at all. They operate through that short passing game. Yeah, I mean, that's how they run the ball. It's very similar to the Eagles back in 2014 or so.
I don't remember that long ago. Probably.
Yeah, Shane blacked out about 5 years ago or so,
Yeah.
so we can't get confirmation from Shane. But I'm pretty sure that the Eagles with Andy Reid operated their running game through the actual passing game, and it's very
short passes and a lot of screens to the running backs, but they don't do that in Pittsburgh. They just use Juju as the
Juju and Deontay.
Yeah.
Deontay can't catch the ball, so
well. I mean, he can catch 56% of the time.
not last week.
Look,
that might have been actually
that's a good rate. I mean, if you can find a condom that's effective 56% of the time, you use it.
Dude, I found one the other week, and I'm wondering if it was effective at least 50% of the time I used it, because I reused it multiple times.
Well, you should. You wash them and then you dry them.
Oh, I got 2 in my dryer right now, so it makes sense. Sorry, guys.
It's good for the environment. It's good for the environment.
What's this condom?
So, fire up Ben. He's going to probably throw 40 times. He's going to give you 270 yards.
Is that what we were talking about?
Yes.
Oh, okay, Ben. Firing. Okay. I thought we were talking about condoms. My bad. Hey, not a sponsor, Trojan. Not a sponsor.
What's up, Mike?
The over-under on this game is at 40. That's a low over-under. That is, I'm expecting there to not be a lot of points, not a lot of fantasy points, not a lot of Monday Night Miracles.
What was the over-under? I'm sorry?
40.
How many kids I have out there, right? So we're not talking about football at this point. How many kids I actually have on the free agent market?
You? Fuck. Just driving around with Chase, every place we go to, it's like, oh yeah.
Dad.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it might go under. I think it's going to be a lot of passing, but it's not going to be chunk yardage.
Went to a lot of McDonald's play places, so we're just pointing out kids that were probably mine.
That's it. That's week 15. So make sure we're going to pay attention tomorrow. Chase. Matt, what are we up to on raising money for No Kid Hungry?
Currently, we are still sitting at $12.59 plus whatever you add in. So $13.59 right now is, I believe, what our total would be.
Yeah, you use Bob. You actually use seals in Canada for that.
The sealskin condom, very effective.
Yeah.
Not lambskin seals. I'm done.
Oh, but so before we go around the horn here, I got to make sure we give a shout out here. Chase, you're continuing this little chest waxing tomorrow.
This
What
escapade.
time? Yeah, what time? Where can we get this in? Where can I watch this all take place?
Well, you can come here to Virginia Beach, just like Shane did. Come watch it in person. That's one way to do it.
Yeah.
But no, I'm going to get waxed tomorrow. It's not going to be fun. You guys can actually watch my pain at youtube.com/fantasyintervention. You guys can also go check it out FF_intervention on Twitter. I forgot I was getting waxed for a brief moment. Thanks, Matt, for bringing it back up.
Well, like I said, the highlight of this show was that first piece of strip getting ripped from my chest and watching your face just, what did I get myself into? It just, the expression on your face just left. It just dropped.
My soul got stole out of my body. I didn't like it.
That's like the ultimate, hey, I'm going to make you see my pain because now your pain tomorrow is going to be twice as much because you know what to expect. I didn't know what to expect going into this, but now you had the full murderous screams of everything going on in the torture chamber here, and now you get it tomorrow. So, and I think Shane's got your nipples covered.
Yeah, I get the nipple pulls.
You got to talk to the waxer about that.
It's all legal. I'm sure there's. I'll slip her a 5 or something. I'm sure she'll be okay with that.
Waitress.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't like that's a long story.
I'll call her wax lady. That's what they like being called, right? Like, hey, you waxer. Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, you should probably not get us together again ever for a podcast.
You're on mute there. There we go.
There we go. Matt, in all seriousness, I mean, like, this was really awesome. I love that we were able to extend and raise a lot of money this morning. You took it like a champ. We'll see what's going to happen with Chase tomorrow. I'm kind of excited to see the reactions there. But just for getting this going, for having an opportunity to give people a chance to donate to No Kids Hungry, to make sure that charity is able to continue doing what they're doing in a time of need to feed kids. I love that. Thanks for doing that. Thanks for pushing us. And hey, as a community, we're going to continue to try and just make fantasy Twitter better, make our communities better. And you're doing something, I think, just one more plug on that. Tell us what you're doing here December 28th.
December 29th, about 8 p.m. Eastern, we're running Fantasy Football Honors, in which I'm highlighting with Lewis there, FF Down Under, all the charitable contributions of the fantasy football community that are going on. We're going to talk about the Hunger Bowl. We're going to talk about the Baby Bowl. We're going to talk about the EFFC and the Warrior Bowl and all these different things, not just in North America, but around the world for the fantasy football community. I'm still not 100% sure how Chase and I got ourselves to where we're at with this whole wax in the chest thing. I've heard stories that we opened our mouths and somehow got ourselves involved in getting our chest waxed. I cannot confirm or deny these at this moment, because I still am not 100% sure what spurred this waxing your chest on. I can't recall the conversation. I know there was a conversation, but I don't know how that went down all the way back then. We're going to keep that PayPal link open throughout Chase's performance tomorrow. So you have right up until Sunday night, Monday morning to get those donations in. Let's hit that $2,000 mark that we kind of set out to begin with. And like I said, all this money is going over to No Kid Hungry. Head over to VeridianGlobal.com. Check out the collection for FF Intervention, Join Our Circle, and the Dynasty Vipers. All T-shirts sold over this holiday season. Those proceeds are going to go as well to No Kid Hungry. So without that, Shane, Chase, the floor is your guys's.
Well, I just hopefully Jesus blesses your crotches, and if you're gonna get waxed, just make sure you do it on air. That's all I got. So it's gonna be fun. I'll take pictures tomorrow. Bob, I got you, buddy.
We're gonna be on a live stream anyways.
Yeah,
so.
and I'll take multiple pictures like of his face, in agony. Like, it's gonna be good. I might take pictures as soon as I might start live streaming as soon as I wake up and just jump in his bed, like I said, and wake him up. Like, it's here, it's happening, and then just go from there.
Your first thing when you wake up in the morning, if he's passed out, you should like get a wax strip and just give it a good tug just to start first thing in the morning, like a wake up call.
Dude, Dingus, stop.
You know, He doesn't have wax here, but I'm sure I could find duct tape, which serves the same purpose.
And that might even work better because it won't actually really remove hair. It'll just pull it really hard.
Yeah. All right. Well, that sounds like the plan.
Supposedly, I fell asleep in the middle of my floor last night and then just got up randomly and left and went to bed. So I'm sure at some point he could actually, do that. Works out.
It's going to happen.
Guys, go check us out at joinourcircle_. That's it.
Very cool.
Yeah, and just one more quick thing here. With the join your circle here, make sure you catch those quick shots. They're fantastic, and you get a little bit of everyone involved in there. You got over at Join Our Circle, you've got many smart people doing great things over there, especially these quick shorts you got.
Yeah, I mean, it's something else where it's a 2-minute clip. So people have very short attention spans like myself. So I was like, what would I actually be attracted to? I don't want to read an article. I don't. I mean, I will, but I don't want to. I'll watch a podcast for a little bit, but I don't have a lot of time for that. Like Shane and I were talking about it earlier. Like I'll put on a podcast, but I'll completely tune it out as I'm doing my research. But you give me a 2-minute clip, dude, all day I'll get that. So yeah, of course, at youtube.com/fantasy intervention, you guys can go check it out. It's literally 2-minute clips of different, guys that you want positive output from or negative output. Really just depends.
All right. And then with that, I guess there's only one thing left to do and say, we gone.